Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. And today we're going to look at how AI is impacting the world of freelancing,
Okay.
specifically since ChatGPT came on the scene.
Yeah.
And, I bet a lot of you have heard about, AI taking over jobs and all that doom and gloom. But today we're going to unpack all that.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, it's not all doom and gloom.
No.
In fact, AI is actually giving some freelance careers a boost,
Yeah.
while others, well, they're taking a hit.
Yeah. It really is a fascinating kind of tale of two markets.
Yeah.
And the research paper that we're looking at today kind of lays it all out, and it's called
Okay.
AI and Freelancers. Has the inflection point arrived?
I love that title.
Yeah.
It really sets the scene.
Right.
Inflection point, serious stuff.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did the researchers figure out what ChatGPT was doing to freelancers?
Well, they used data from one of those big online platforms where freelancers and clients connect.
Okay.
Think like an Upwork or Fiverr. And they specifically focused on the period right after ChatGPT was launched back in November 2022.
Oh, so it's like a before and after kind of snapshot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And they wanted to see, did anything change?
Smart.
Yeah.
So which freelance jobs did they look at?
They started with 3 key markets.
Okay.
So translation and localization,
Okay.
web development,
Uh-huh.
and then they used construction design as a sort of control group.
Okay.
Because, ChatGPT's not really writing blueprints.
Not yet.
Not yet, right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so construction design makes sense as a baseline then?
yeah.
Okay, so what happened with the other two?
Yeah.
Did ChatGPT shake things up at all?
For translators, I would say the impact was pretty dramatic.
Oh.
So after ChatGPT was launched, there was a 9% drop
Okay.
in the number of translation jobs being accepted on the platform.
Wow.
And even worse, their earnings plummeted by almost 30%.
Ouch, that's a big hit.
Yeah.
Do the researchers explain why translation was hit so hard? They suggest that it's because a lot of basic translation tasks can now be done pretty well by AI.
I see.
Think about it. If a client just needs like a simple document translated,
Yeah.
they might be tempted to use a free AI tool instead of hiring a human translator.
Right. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So that's got to be a wake-up call for anyone listening
Yeah.
who's, working in translation or localization.
Right.
But what about web developers?
Yeah.
Did they face the same fate?
Actually quite the opposite.
Really?
Yeah, web developers saw a 6.4% increase in the number of jobs
Oh, wow.
that they were accepting.
Interesting.
And their earnings, hold on tight,
Oh.
shot up by 66.5%.
Whoa, AI is helping web developers make more money? How does
Right.
that even work?
It seems like ChatGPT is acting like a superpowered assistant for them.
Oh.
So it can help with things like debugging code,
Mm-hmm.
which is a huge time saver.
Right.
But it can't yet replace all the complex skills and planning that's needed to build a whole website from scratch.
Gotcha. So ChatGPT is taking care of the grunt work,
Exactly.
freeing up the web developers to, do the high level stuff
Yeah.
so they can take on more projects
Yeah.
and make more money.
Exactly. And this ties into that whole inflection point idea
Yes.
that the researchers talk about.
The inflection point. Tell me more about that.
Yeah.
I'm picturing a tightrope walker.
Okay.
One wrong step and it's all over.
Okay.
Is that kind of what they mean?
Not exactly a tightrope, but I see what you mean.
Okay.
They argue that for any job, there's kind of this tipping point in AI capability.
Okay.
And before that point, AI makes us more productive,
Okay.
like we're seeing with the web developers.
Right.
But once AI crosses that threshold,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes so good that it can actually start replacing human workers.
Okay, so it sounds like translation maybe has crossed that line,
Yeah.
at least for certain types of translation work,
Right.
but web development is still on the good side.
Yeah, for now.
But who knows what the future holds?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And actually, they went beyond those first 3 jobs
Okay.
and looked at 11 more categories
Wow.
to see where they fall on this kind of AI spectrum.
Okay, so tell me which jobs are looking good
Mhm.
and which ones are, teetering on the edge of that inflection point. Right.
Well,
Well,
they found that writing jobs are being pretty heavily affected,
mm-hmm.
Similar to translation.
Yeah.
It seems like AI is getting pretty good at just churning out content.
Right.
Consulting is also seeing an increasing impact from AI,
Oh, interesting.
which suggests that AI is starting to edge into areas that used to require human expertise.
So consultants watch out. AI might be coming for your PowerPoint decks next.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
But it's not all bad news, right?
Yeah.
There are still jobs where AI is acting as that helpful sidekick.
Definitely. Operations and creative fields, for instance,
Okay.
are seeing some pretty big productivity boosts
Really?
thanks to AI.
Interesting.
And programming is kind of an interesting one.
Okay.
It's benefiting from AI right now,
Uh-huh.
but there's a definite potential for, displacement down the line as AI gets even smarter.
Yeah, it really is a mixed bag. Like, AI is shuffling the deck of the freelance world.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
So what happened when ChatGPT got that big upgrade
Yeah.
from, version 3.5 to 4.0?
Uh-huh.
Did that change things even more?
You know what? Their findings actually support this whole inflection point idea.
Okay.
It seems that once a job crosses that line into displacement,
Uh-huh.
it doesn't really go back, even when the AI itself gets a major upgrade.
So if AI figures out how to do your job, you're kind of stuck on the wrong side of the inflection point.
Yeah, it seems that way.
That's a little unsettling.
It does make you think.
Yeah.
But, I think it's important to remember that this research is just a snapshot in time.
That's true.
AI is constantly evolving, so it's less about, predicting the future.
Yeah.
And more about understanding these trends.
Right.
And, adapting to this new landscape.
Okay, so it's not about panicking. It's about being prepared.
Exactly.
And, the researchers didn't just look at job types, right?
Right.
They also dug into how AI is impacting freelancers differently,
Yes.
depending on where they live and, how much experience they have.
Exactly. They found some really interesting nuances there.
Okay.
Like, for example, U.S.-based web developers
Uh-huh.
experienced even bigger productivity gains than those in other countries.
Oh, why is that?
It likely comes down to access.
Okay.
They probably had earlier and easier access to ChatGPT,
Gotcha.
which gave them a head start in figuring out how to use it effectively.
Right. So being in the right place at the right time can really make a difference.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Location, it's not just about real estate anymore.
Right.
Okay, so what about experience? Did the AI revolution favor the seasoned pros or the newbies?
Well, this is where things get a little counterintuitive.
Right.
Okay. The study actually found that experienced translators were more negatively impacted by ChatGPT
Oh, really?
than those with less experience.
Hang on, that doesn't seem right. I feel like experience should be an asset, not a liability.
I know it's a bit strange, but think about it this way.
Okay.
Experienced translators have spent years and years
Yeah.
honing these skills that are suddenly becoming less valuable
Yeah.
because AI can do them faster and cheaper.
Oh, so it's like the game has changed overnight.
Right, exactly.
And their expertise, which was once their greatest strength, is now working against them. That's a tough pill to swallow.
It is, but this isn't just about translators. This highlights, I think, a bigger trend that, AI is reshaping the value of skills across a lot of fields.
Wow.
So, what was once considered specialized knowledge might become commonplace as AI keeps advancing.
So it's not just about AI taking over jobs entirely. It's about how it's changing the rules of the game.
Exactly.
Experience might not be the trump card it used to be.
Right. And that's why it's so crucial to be aware of these shifts and to think critically about how AI might impact your own career trajectory.
For sure.
No matter what you do.
This is a lot to absorb. So what can freelancers actually do to, not just survive, but actually thrive in this new AI-powered world?
Yeah.
It feels like the ground is constantly shifting.
It's true. Things are definitely changing fast, and there's no one-size-fits-all answer.
Right.
But I think there are some key strategies that can help freelancers navigate this new terrain.
Okay, give us the roadmap. What are the essential skills for
Okay.
freelancers in the age of AI?
Wow.
All right, so we're back for the final part of our deep dive into AI and the future of freelancing. And wow, we've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, we have.
From how AI is shaking up, different freelance markets to, how it's actually boosting some careers while others are being displaced. It's a lot to take in, but we're not going to leave you hanging. We're going to shift gears now and talk about what you can actually do about all of this.
I think it's really important to remember that, the freelancer, you're still in the driver's seat.
Right.
AI is a tool. And like any tool, it could be used for good or for not so good.
Right.
It's up to each of us to figure out how to make AI work for us, not the other way around.
I love that it's about taking control and not letting AI control us.
Exactly.
But how do we actually do that?
Yeah.
Where do we even start?
Honestly, I think the best place to start is by just experimenting.
Okay.
There are so many AI tools out there, many of them free or really affordable.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to play around with them, see what they can do.
Yeah.
You might be surprised at what you discover.
It's like a playground for grown-ups.
Right.
But the swings and slides are like, AI-powered writing assistants and design tools.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, you don't have to become an AI expert overnight.
Right.
Start with just one or two tools that seem interesting or that could help you with a specific task.
Okay.
So maybe you're a writer who wants to try an AI tool for generating blog post ideas.
Yeah.
Or you're a graphic designer who's, curious about AI-powered image editing.
Okay, so dip your toes in the water, see what it feels like.
Exactly.
And if you need help, I'm sure there are tons of resources out there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Online courses, tutorials,
Yeah.
even whole communities dedicated to AI for freelancers.
Absolutely. And don't forget, you can even ask ChatGPT itself
Oh, that's true.
for help getting started with other AI tools.
Okay, so we've got experimenting with AI tools.
Yeah.
Taking advantage of resources. What's the next step?
Okay, so once you've kind of got a handle on the basics,
Yeah.
Start thinking bigger.
Okay.
How can AI help you enhance the services that you already offer?
Right.
Or even create entirely new services?
Ooh, now you're talking. This is where things get really interesting. It's not just about automating the boring stuff. It's about using AI to, level up your whole freelance game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's say you're a freelance writer
Okay.
who specializes in, website copy.
Uh-huh.
You could use AI to analyze your clients' competitor websites,
Oh, wow.
identify keywords, and even generate different versions of the same web page copy
Okay.
to A/B test and see which one performs better.
So you're not just writing website copy. You're
Yeah.
offering this data-driven, AI-enhanced copywriting service.
Right.
That gets results. That's a whole different ballgame.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you're a designer, imagine using AI to create, variations of your logo designs.
Oh, wow.
Or even generate completely new concepts
Yeah.
based on your client's brand guidelines.
So it's like having an extra set of creative hands,
Right.
helping you explore all these possibilities.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing what's possible these days.
It's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But I think it's really important to remember that, AI is still just a tool.
Yes.
It's not going to replace human creativity or,
No.
the ability to connect with clients on a personal level.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
AI can help us do things faster and more efficiently, but it's still up to us humans to provide that spark of ingenuity, that personal touch that makes a real difference.
Well said. So, freelancers out there, it's time to embrace this AI revolution, but, do it on your own terms. Experiment, explore, and figure out how to make AI work for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as you do that, remember that the future of freelancing is being shaped right now.
Yeah.
It's up to all of us to ensure that it's a future where both humans and AI can thrive.
That's a perfect note to end on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you've learned something new and that you're feeling inspired to explore this exciting world of AI and freelancing. Till next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.